direction where it is not giving you information, but it's giving you answers right away after your search query is hit. Right? So this one is a paradigm shift. And to achieve this, we need something more magnanimous and something which is not there in the traditional systems. Alright, so if you are still not convinced, we'll look at how we do that. Okay, next. So, good that we have a new system. RDBMS is gone. Karthik is now kind of selling this GraphDB in front of everybody. But why do I do that? Why do industries have to accept a new database when we already have a well-established RDBMS databases with us? They need proofs. I will show you one proof with the data which is very close to PhD tech. But in general, industry-wise, these are the certain use cases which are using graph databases. Okay, so kind of little close to Anita ma'am's domain, which is identity and the access management at the same time. Something little close to fraud detection also, I think we can do on this. So Anita ma'am smiled, so that means I've got one backing for graph database. And network and ID operation. So I see Suganti ma'am also smiling a little. So that's again another backing. And real-time recommendation system. So now Lata ma'am smiles a little. So she has her background there. Social network, economic graph. So these are just certain examples. So as I said, this technology is not there right now. It's going to come and rule the industry after 5 years from here on. So the use cases you are seeing are only from the big players. So what we're going to do is bring this to everywhere. The propaganda is kind of very big and again very magnanimous, but the idea fundamentally behind these graph databases are there in the rich theories you guys have been learning in academia. I don't see RSL ma'am here. Okay, hi ma'am. So she's among students here. So I think I should tone down a little. I didn't know RSL ma'am was here, so I cannot talk about graph a lot. But it definitely relates to graph theory in the end. And this project will anyway, hopefully, and if she agrees, will be driven by RSL ma'am, and there will be lot many other faculties also who will be supporting us. Sarvana? Yeah, we'll have plenty of time, don't worry about the demo. He's very tensed. Okay, so in broader scope, HR analytics is the space we are looking at. So what we are going to show you today is touch base the HR domain in industry. There are HRs who are purely dependent on a resume plus a recommendation based approach on hiring talents. And on the other side of it, where talents don't really know what do I need to get into a particular industry in terms of skill set and the knowledge on the theories and subjects, there is a wide gap in both the sides. HRs has a very crude and very less sophisticated, that's fine, but very simple approach to select candidates, and they struggle a lot to find out that right candidate for the companies. So something very similar happens with the other side also. To find a job, LinkedIn do provide a lot of information, but does a particular job really appeals to you or not? You might not understand this now. You are still fresher, so you will end up getting into any company which offers you a good salary, right? And there should be some good brand, so you will happily go and start to work for them. But in another 4 or 5 years from here on, you will start to see, I am liking something in industry and there is something which I don't like. Do I want to continue here or do I want to do something else? So when do you take a call to do, let's say, MS? Now or after having, let's say, 4 to 5 years of experience? Or when do you decide to really switch jobs? Is the day when you really come to your office and you have a fight with your manager that you decide? Or do you say, my knowledge base is kind of saturating now, I need to do something really different from here on? So what are these points when you really take that one changing, your life-changing decision in the journey of your kind of professional life as well as the personal one. So, the HR has a lot to do with this, right? So you obviously now understand why we have chosen this point. So this is the inception of you getting into industry and the industry is looking at you. And we thought this will be the best place to really connect academia to industry. There cannot be any other application which will do this. Okay. So, this is what we created. In the 1 month internship, which, so Lokesh is here, good. So we had all the three here on the stage, so you were not there. So I was talking about your night stints in the lab. Okay. So can we change the system? So while Savana changes this, I'll give you a little bit context on what we did. In terms of technologies, we used a graph database tool or whatever engine you want to call, called Neo4j. Okay, and the fundamental idea behind designing this was around entity relationships, right? So Karthik works as business analyst in Snapdeal, right? Karthik did his master's in theoretical computer science from PhD College of Technologies. These are simple statements, but do you find a way to represent that into a graph? Right? So there are basically only three parts involved. One subject, right? One object, and in between there are some predicates. Isn't it? So, works for, studied, right? Has worked for, working for now. All these are kind of a relationship between two things. A person and something he is doing. So, a person here is me. I am working for a company, right? So, the working is my relationship which connects me and my company. Similar to this, I did my TCS from PhD College of Technology, right? So, I have a master's degree. So, has a master's degree is my relationship, right? With my degree. Studied here in PhD Tech. So, that's my relationship with PhD Tech. So, it is pretty much possible to come out with these kind of triples, we call this triples, and transform this into a graph. Okay. So that's what we did when we wanted to understand, can we create this graph around people, right? Their companies, what did they study, what's their experience, right? The projects they worked on, and find out something interesting out of it. So what is that interesting? Let's see. So what Savana is right now opening is Neo4j, right? So it's locally hosting the graph database we tried to create. So the data is dummy here, but before we end this talk, I'll try to articulate where we want to really get in the long run of this project. See, this is what scares me. When such screens form, terminal comes in and people starts to code. Okay, so this box that you kind of see here. So here you type a certain kind of like a query language. It's called Cypher, and you can, like you create a database table, you can create a graph. All right, and how it works, we'll see in a while. So when we started with this, all of these technologies were new to us. So we never ever, even in our industry, worked on these prior to the internship. But a kind of great stuff which was shown by all four of the interns, Sarvana, Lokesh, Kavya and Sri Prasanna, in understanding these at the same time, really coming out it very quickly. We didn't do this in 1 year, we did this in 1 month. So see, doesn't it look wonderful, right? So here you can see the blue kind of, zoom in anyone zoom in for Abhishek. His profile is much better than mine. So yeah, drag Abhishek on the left. Yeah, zoom in. Okay. So what you really see here is, centrally placed is Abhishek, and around him, whatever nodes are coming up is the relationships he has with certain objects. So Abhishek is worked in, there is one yellow node there, right? So that's called Deloitte. So he worked at Deloitte. He is working in, okay, so that should be working in, a little grammar mistake. So that's potential on the left. So there is something called IIT there, right? So he studied in IIT. And let's pull out some experience also. He has experience in finance. He has other experiences in credit risk. He has experience in Tableau and so on. And there is something on that yellow. Okay, yellow is around the work experience. And he did some projects which are there in the green, right? Pull that agile software one. Yeah. So that explains his project. So he did some projects on agile software development and so on. So these are a very limited set of relationship which we can make for a person with all these entities, all these objects. It can be much more bigger than this. The idea behind this is already been tested, and it's working with LinkedIn economic graph. So your data which you are right now typing in, you have your profiles on LinkedIn, is really in the back end being visualized and seen through such graphs. And okay, so now the questions comes. You have this beautiful looking graph. Why do you really want to have this when RDBMS can also kind of store this kind of data? Though it is a little difficult in terms of designing the schema and so on, but it can still be possible that we could have represented that into a RDBMS table. Okay, so you have the Cypher query for skill set one. Alright, let's fire some queries on this. So I am now very enthusiastic. So my introduction came in like I'm a very data enthusiast guy, but my designation really doesn't tells that business analyst. What is this business analyst? So let's see. I want to now become data scientist. To one of the guys sitting in front of me. So how do I now become data scientist? That's my query. I don't want list of links and to read from there a kind of lot of blogs to finally find out what I need for becoming data scientist. I now specifically asking this graph, what skill sets do I need to become data scientist? So that Cypher query is being fired, and this is how it comes up. So it says I need R as a programming language, NLP, Hadoop, Python, C++, machine learning, data structures, Apache, pretty much all of this I know. So yeah, I'll come to that. So here it gives me a very clear understanding of all the data scientists who are connected to this graph, working throughout from anywhere in the world, but they have a designation data scientist. And they have this particular skill set listed in their profile. So what it really does is, the Cypher query traverses through this graph and finds out for a data scientist all the skill sets which are common to it. And the distinct list is provided to you. So if I'm able to provide you this list, you will start to see from the first, say I know this, I know this, I know this. So I am 2 steps away from becoming data scientist. Right? So there can be many more algorithmic things which can be done on top of it. To what level do you need to know statistics to become data scientist? To what level or how much percentage of knowledge you should have on R to become a data scientist, and so on. So there is n number of possibilities to keep on adding another layer of it in terms of the complexity it will have, and in terms of the sophistication we want to bring in to define precisely something which we want to answer. Right? So just go to the query part also once. Yeah. So a very wonderfully written Cypher query on Neo4j. where you are kind of matching the skills required, and looking at this index, you will understand that the way it really searches for these skill sets is a traversal through the links of the data scientist. So once it starts to find that one particular link of a data scientist and look at for the skills of, so the relationship which is defined for the skills is skilled in, right? So it starts to then look at the skilled in relationship for all those data scientists. And what it really gives is their skills. And finally, when you want to present that output, you just produce a distinct of that. So, I'm not saying I've put here a complete picture of what this can do. But what I'm trying to show you here is, this way of modeling the data is way simpler than designing a very strict RDBMS schema. As you look, it's very agile. So if anybody wants to add his own profile, adding it is not at all going to be a difficult task. And think about this. Right now I have relationships like project, skilled in, worked in, or works in, like these kind of relationship. What if tomorrow you come up and say having another relationship saying higher studies or let's say GRE scores or competitive scores. This is another relationship, and you want to add to this particular network. Doing that here is much more easier than touching base on, let's say, tens of tables and changing the entire scheme of your RDBMS. Right? So this is where the industry is moving, and only I'll kind of end this on two notes. One, we are moving from a world where things were just looked at from you query something and then a list of things comes up, to a world where people are looking at answers. Graph is capable of doing that. And second, the businesses, the industries are changing very rapidly on a daily basis. And to cater to that, you need to give them flexibility, and at the same time, things should be fast enough to be changed. So both of this is provided in GraphDB, and what we can do on top of it is, again, your imagination is the limit. Alright? So that's so far. From here on, what we are planning really is, we want to bring this graph little more closer to the placement cell. So the data we have presented here is a sample dummy data from manually collected ones. But if you are able to really get a real-time data of all of you, and all your names are started to pop up on this Neo4j graph, and the relationships around your project, skills, and the partners with whom you have done the projects, once starts to come out, then comes the moment when you will say, I want to create a new problem now. So you are not solving any problem. You are saying, this graph is ready, let's create a new problem. You're getting where I'm going to. So once you have world's information in this, you will start to dig through each of these relationships, each of these nodes, and create these problems which will help you, which will help the placement styles to judge you better, which will help the companies to select you better. So that project is already on the way. We had a lot detailed discussion around this. There are many technological challenges which we will face and will solve. And faculty members will start to give their expertise in terms of how do we really model these kind of graphs really efficiently. Once this starts to grow, the scalability will be a big challenge, and without having a good model in place, querying on such big graph of network is not possible, right? So that's the next part of this project, and our rock stars will keep working on this, and I'll invite here all of you who feel like totally energetic about this entire project. Once this entire center of excellence and thing starts to formalize, come and talk to your faculty members who will be heading this project, and from there on you can also be part of this project. So this will go on to a great extent from here on. So this is just the trailer. The bigger picture is still waiting. I don't know which movie has this. I don't know. Thank you. So any questions will be answered by the rock stars. So I'm not gonna answer anything here. So come on stage. Lokesh? Yep. Gayatri, you're on time? We are well ahead of time or 15 minutes? Okay. So,
I said behind.
So, they can also share their experiences, but before that, if you want to ask anything around this, questions or anything popping up in your mind. So, you know, world is longing for visibility. Now you have in front of you Narayan sir, Anita ma'am, all the faculty members. This is the place for you to kind of show up, yes, I am here present in the hall, active and listening. Okay, so before maybe you prepare your questions, meanwhile the rock stars will share their experiences around this project.
First of all, this summer internship opened a new world to me. The world where, when we go out of our college, this summer, this is a world where we really face after 5 years. For now, really, all of us are now living in a compact world. Like whatever we know, our courses, syllabus, and packages. So this is the trend we follow. So starting a semester and ending a semester, this is all we know. But when you move on to the outside world, there is many things like deadlines, tasks, and new things that which you have to learn, and drop things that you have learned. Actually, first I didn't expect that I would get this summer intern. From the start of my second year, I was expecting an entirely different thing. So I was working with Suganti ma'am. Me and Sri Prasanna, we were working with Suganti ma'am on microprocessors and related to that. So we were thinking that okay, our summer intern would be related to microprocessors, microcontrollers. But then when we learned about Probeto, and even one time HOD sir came to us and he was telling about that we must attend this interview. And then this interview was, it was very good. Like we were having a Skype call with Karthik and with Abhishek. And we didn't expect that we would be selected for the summer intern. And at the start of the internship, everything was new for us. Like we didn't learn anything. Like even RDBMS was very new, but we had to surf the internet, learn new things. And I'm glad that we made Karthik and Abhishek happy. So what I'm really trying to say is that till now, even I have wasted my time in college. I feel that till now I wasted my time in college because when I learned about the outside world, that how the industry experts were, and when they shared their experiences with us, we felt that we were lagging very much behind. So for me, I changed myself that I must now perceive to learn new things, and talk with my friends, like what they know. So what should I learn from them, like that. And that's, thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Kavya, MSc TCS 3rd year. And to say about the summer intern opened up a new phase in my life. Like, you know, it just gave me so many ideas of what data science is. If you see in the academia, like you'll be having some 4 set of methods to solve a problem and you'll be choosing which one to choose for which problem. But in industry it's totally different. To solve a single problem you need numerous methods and to use it differently. And The most interesting part of the summer intern is the last trip to Bangalore, where me and Presna went to IIM Bangalore, and that was actually full of data science day. Now, at that conference at IIM, we just saw numerous industries how data science is being used. Like totally diverse industries, but everyone were using data science. For example, to solve an election analysis, they use data science. To solve Bollywood movie analysis, they use data science. To optimize operation data in hospitals, everywhere data science is being used, and after that, we just realized the real importance of data science. So this summer intern gave a new experience and new vision of data science in all the tools. And that's it. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Karthik. First of all, I would like to thank Karthik and HOD sir for giving this opportunity to work with Probaito. So, in our summer internship, we are exposed to many tools like Neo4j, MongoDB. Like we started with each four of us were given different tasks, and we had one brainstorming session connecting these tasks and how these topics will be incorporated and it will be bundled. So we worked together and we got many arguments stating this is wrong, right, this is wrong, and we discussed our tasks, and mainly I found that was I would like to if I take a problem, I have to solve it completely. So starting in our packages, it will be at the end of every semester. So due to time shortage or due to some submission dates, we have to I plan like a big statement, and while working, so this time's enough for cut this feature. So somewhat arrive not exactly to the perfect solution. So in this internship, I got a new perspective of how to complete. How to find a complete solution to a problem and to approach a problem and to analyze a particular problem. So this was my summer internship experience, and me and Kavya went to IIM Bangalore. So we got many real life problems regarding data science, and many presenters are presenting their industrial problems. So these presentations told me where data science is being used and what are all the domains data science is playing a key role. So this is my internship experience. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasant surprise from Karthik to speak in front of us, in front of you people. I don't have any script, so actually I'm speechless right now. But I want to share a point which is deep into my heart. There's a guy who helped before and after my internship, but he is not with us no more. I just want to dedicate all my work to him. He is Harijaramana. Thank you, wherever he is. That's it. Thanks.
You all heard from him, I think heard from all of these guys. So our aim was very plain simple. We didn't want to give them a simple just an internship. We wanted to give them an experience which is fulfilling in every direction. So I think that's what we did, and end of it, I hope they had a great journey and learned a lot of things from there on. So yep, we are open to connect, and whenever you have anything you want to ask and kind of do anything on this particular project, we are happy to help you. Alright, thank you.